Hey, what's going on, guys? In this brief video, I want to share with you a simple goal setting recipe that will allow you to get your goals 100% of the time. Yes, 100% of the time, every single time. But in order to do this, we have to follow two easy requirements to get our goals 100% of the time. Number one, we have to know the right way to set goals. And number two, we have to create conditions so achieving our goals becomes inevitable. Okay, let me explain. First thing, let me go over real quickly the wrong way to set goals. This is how everybody does it. And to do this, I'm just going to go to a popular site here called 43things.com. This is, where everybody posts their goals and really shares, and you're supposed to create an environment to help each other achieve their goals. But look how people set their goals, improve public speaking, fall in love, stop procrastinating. There's some good ones on here, something like visit all 50 states. The point of this is that these goals are not specific, they're not measurable, and some of these are what's called nominalizations, okay, meaning that they're not tangible. There's no way to verify them. In order for a goal to be effective, it has to be something that's tangible, something that's, think about it like this, an effective goal is either an event or a number, okay? It has to be one of those two things. And I'm going to take it one step further. So now, if we know that an effective goal is either an event or a number, what are we going to do to ensure that we get that event or number 100% of the time? We're going to make that event or number something that is, number one, it's measurable, and number two, we're going to have a strategy that we are in control of, okay? The goal can't be dependent on someone else. It can't be dependent on an outside event. It can't be dependent on something that you can only influence, not something you are in complete control of, okay? You must be 100% in complete control of. My favorite example for this is losing weight, because you are 100% in control of what you put into your mouth, what you eat, okay? And then the third thing is it has to have a deadline. Okay, so let me go into these very quickly. A measurable outcome. I'll give you an example for losing weight. This is something that a lot of people want to do. So a measurable outcome would be, I weigh 190 pounds, my body fat percentage is 9%, and my waist measures 32 inches. These are all numbers that are verifiable with measuring tape, with a body fat measure, and with the scale, okay? Now that we have a measurable outcome, here's a strategy that we're in control of for losing weight. So I did this by walking 45 minutes every morning on an empty stomach, 7 days a week. I ate less than 75 grams of carbs every day, and I lifted weights for 45 minutes 3 times a week. I allowed myself to have one cheat meal per week in the beginning of the day so I have time to burn it off. Okay, this is a strategy that we are 100% in control of. We are not dependent on anybody, any outside event for us to be able to accomplish this and become successful. And then last but not least, we have a deadline. We put, by October 1st, I'm going to do this. So the power in this of having an outcome, having a strategy that we're in control of, and having a deadline, the power in this is that we can be 100% committed to the outcome, right? Which is to weigh 190 pounds, 9% body fat, and have a waist that measures 32 inches. We're 100% committed to that, but we're 100% flexible in the strategy that we use to get there. Okay, every day we're measuring if we're getting closer to our outcome, but we can be free to tweak the strategies that are going to get us closer to there. Maybe, we need to take the carbs down. Maybe we need to, go on longer walks, whatever it is to get us to our goal on the specific date we set. To get to that outcome on the specific date that we set, on the deadline that we set, we have to create a strategy that's going to get us to that outcome by that specific deadline. So that's why it's powerful to set the goal in these 3 chunks: an outcome, a strategy that you're in control of, and a deadline. Because again, we can tweak our strategy until we get there. Just like how a plane, when it leaves from California to Hawaii, for example, it's off course 97% of the time, but as it's flying, it's consistently adjusting so that it lands in Hawaii on a dime. Okay, so that's the same thing we're doing here. We're going to continually tweak our strategy so that we can get to our outcome by that specific date that we set. Okay, so now we did the first step to be able to get our goals 100% of the time. Now we're going to do the second step, which is creating conditions that will make it inevitable for you to have your goal. What do I mean by this? There's two things that we're going to apply in order to do this. Okay, number one, we're going to have to become obsessed with our goal, and I'll show you some of my favorite strategies to do that. And then number two, we have to use our monkey brains to our advantage, and I'll get into that as well. So first, becoming obsessed. You have to say your goals out loud every day as if you already have them. Okay, every day, just say them. Do like 10 sets a day of saying it 3 times a day. So in the morning, when you're in the car driving, just say it out loud as many times as you can, because when you say it out loud, it activates a lot more neurons in your brain that really begins to condition and really become an ingrained thought pattern in your brain than if you just say it in your head. You're using a lot less neurons, because when you say it out loud, you're using different parts of your brain, then you're using different parts of your brain that hear it, and then you're just using a lot more neurons when you say it out loud. Okay, another thing, we're going to put the goal in front of the toilet, in your car, in your bathroom mirror. Put this goal in your wallet, wherever. You're going to see this all the time. Okay, another thing, create a vision board. Have visuals to enhance the emotions of already having the goal that you want. So visualize your goal daily as if you already have it. Okay, it should be hard to sleep. You want your goal so bad and you're so obsessed with it that it should be hard to sleep. You want to wake up and take more actions to get you closer to the goal. Okay, you have to think about your goal most of the time. Earl Nightingale said that the biggest secret to success was we become what we think about most of the time. Okay, so if someone were to be able to take a transcript of your thoughts at the end of the day, if there was some technology, an iPhone application, whatever, that allowed you to be able to read a transcript of what you thought about that entire day, most of what's on there, at least a big percentage of it, should be you thinking about your goal, already achieving it, the benefits, all the pleasure you're going to get by having it, how much your life is going to be better, all the extra people you're going to be able to help once you achieve this goal. It should be an obsession. Okay, so that's part one for creating conditions to make it inevitable for us to achieve our goal. Now, part two is we have to use our monkey brains to our advantage. What do I mean by this? Everything we do is for emotional reasons. Okay, every single thing. We're creatures that do everything for emotional reasons, and we justify it with logic. Okay, I don't care if it's eating, I don't care if it's not working out. Our brain is consistently evaluating how much pain is it going to give me if I take this action, or how much pleasure it's going to give me if I take this action. Okay, so how are we going to use our monkey brains to our advantage? There's a lot of ways to do this. There's a lot of ways to link massive pleasure to achieving your goal and massive pain to not achieving it. But my favorite is a website that I share in the PDF report. I'm actually going to go to it right now. It's called stick.com. Now, what this does is it allows you to select a goal. It allows you to set a goal, and you're going to set a goal following the rules that I outlined earlier in the video. But then it allows you to set stakes. Okay, this is optional. Setting stakes is optional. But what this does is it uses our monkey brain to our advantage, because it's going to make it a lot more painful for you to not achieve your goal than to just get it done. Because part of the stakes here in step 2, the stakes to not achieving your goal can be things like, losing money. So let's say if you don't take a picture of you in the gym and send it to your buddy every day, you're going to lose $50 every time you don't take a picture of you in the gym and send it to your friend, whoever you choose as your referee over here in step 3. So what this website here will do is it's going to use our monkey brain to our advantage, because it's going to make it mega painful for us to not take action. Okay, we're taking this from just a logical goal, something that we would like, something that we would hope for, to something that we have to do. Otherwise, it's going to be very, very painful. Okay, and this website does all the, it automatically, the referee decides if it's going to take the money or not. So you can choose a referee and you can choose to use the money. I think this is the most important step in this entire goal setting workshop, because it's one thing to set a perfect goal, following the guidelines that I said above, and it's a totally different thing to create conditions that make it inevitable. And this is one of the most important things, along with becoming obsessed with your goal and following all the other tricks I shared earlier. Okay, so why do we do this? Why do we set goals? Why do we go through, stepping outside our comfort zone and, putting ourselves in uncomfortable and maybe slightly painful situations in the short term for bigger pleasure in the long term? Well, I'm a firm believer that setting goals allows you to achieve more in less time with less and less effort. Okay, not because we're lazy, but because we have so much going on and so many great things that we're doing. Okay, because when you set goals this way, it allows you to come up with unique strategies to achieve your goal. When you're crystal clear on your outcome, whatever that is, and you're obsessed with it, you'll start seeing different strategies, different things, different people are going to pop up that allow you to use them as resources to get you closer and faster to your goal. Remember, there's no direct correlation between how hard you work and the results you get. There's a lot of little hacks, tools. I'm sure you're familiar with the Pareto principle. If you're not, it pretty much states that 20% of the things you do get you 80% of your results. Setting goals like this is going to allow you to find those crucial 20% things that allow you to, it takes a little bit of effort, it takes a little bit of willpower to do, but it gets you the biggest return on your investment and allows you to get more progress with less and less effort exerted. So we're being smart here. We're using our monkey brain to our advantage. We're setting goals the right way, and we're becoming obsessed with our goals to create a formula that's really going to make it impossible for us to not achieve our goal. And that's how we're going to be able to get our goals 100% of the time. So I have a cool little PDF exercise you can download below this video. It's all the slides are on there as well for this presentation, and a little exercise that you can do so you can set your goals and achieve them 100% of the time. Also, if you like this video, make sure to check out moneymunchies.com. There's a lot more cool videos like this one on there, and all kinds of awesome resources you can use to make more money, start an online business, get motivated, and much, much more. All right, guys, have a great day. Make sure to click on the link below, and I'll see you guys at moneymunchies.com. Take care.